welcome back to Just Code It. Today we're going to be taking a look at MCP servers and how to use them in conjunction with LangChain and LangGraph. Let's go a bit more complex and make a LangGraph and use this within a LangGraph agent. This is a bit more complicated than the previous one, but it's a lot more useful when you're using LangGraph agents. To start out, we're going to create the initial state. This is just going to be a list of base messages, and we're using that adder. We're going to use the add message from LangGraph graphs to essentially add a new message instead of overwriting them. Next, we're going to update our calculate tool to make it a bit more dynamic, where we're actually going to use math expressions to do the calculation. How we do this is the LLM will give the math expression to this calculator, and based off of that, we're going to try, because it could fail if it gives a wrong expression, but we're going to do the allowed characters, which is all the numbers, plus, minus, times, and divide. And we're going to check to make sure if it's in the valid characters. If it is, we're then going to use the eval method within Python to evaluate the math expression and return the results. Else, we're going to just say invalid expression, and then if it has an error, we're just going to do calculation error and pass back the exception. That's a pretty clever way to do a calculator. Instead of doing all the add, multiply, divide, you could essentially just do the calculate tool. Moving down, we're going to create a class called simple agent. This is just going to make it a bit easier to run it. This agent is going to have tools, LLM, workflow, and MCP context. The first thing we're going to do is set up the agent. How we're going to do this is essentially build our graph and set up all of our variables. Coming up to the top, we're going to do our tools, which is just going to be the calculate tool for now. Then we're going to attempt to add the MCP tool with this try except. How we add it is the same way as before. We're going to add the standard input output server params. I'm pretty sure that's standard input output. And then we're going to do Python, same as before, add it. Then we'll wait. After creating the server params, we're then going to create the client like before. This is a bit different. We're going to now use that client, and we're going to use this, which is a bit different. It's the __a enter, which returns the self upon entering the context. After that, we're going to do self MCP context and then append the context, assigning the read and the write. We're then going to add the standard input output context to the class variable MCP context, which is a list, with this append. Moving down, we're then going to create the client session connecting to that MCP server, where we're passing it the read and write. You could also just throw this inside of there. After adding that to the MCP contexts, we're going to create the session context, which is going to be using the client session and pass it the read and write, which we got up here. Then we're going to await the session context and get back the self, which is going to be the session, and add that session context to the MCP context. We have two now appended in there. After creating this session, we're then going to initialize it and add the tools to the session. Finally, just print the tools so we can take a look, make sure they're added correctly. Then the last thing we're going to do is add the tools plus the local tools plus the MCP tools to the self tools. The self tools will be all the tools. Moving down here, we're going to do the self.llm and create our LLM, which is just going to be chat OpenAI, pass the model, pass the temp, and then we're going to bind the tools using bind tools and do self.tools to attach the tools to the agent. After creating the LLM, we're then going to define our graph structure. We have this SVG over here that is the graph structure. This is the graph that we're creating. with the start at agent, with the nodes being agent and tools right here, and doesn't really count, and the entry point being agent. Then we're going to add a conditional edge starting at agent, and the condition should be should continue. If it should continue, we're either going to call a tool or go to the end. And this conditional edge starts at the agent node and uses the decision-making method should continue. And the should continue will return either tool or end, and maps continue to tool or end to end. And that is shown right here where it goes to end or continue based off of if it needs a tool or not. Finally, we're going to compile that graph. Now let's create these nodes real quick. The agent node is going to use an await self.llm, and we're going to do an asynchronous invoke, passing it the state message, the user message, and we're going to return the message and the response, which will add this response to our messages. We have the tool node. How we do this is grab the last message and we iterate through all the tools for the LLM. After setting up the last message and the tool list, we're then gonna iterate over the tools that the LLM calls. In the last message, we have tool calls, which are the tools that the LLM is calling to complete the query. Finally, we're just going to grab the tool name and the arguments, print them so we can actually get some visibility. Then we're going to call the correct tool. How we're going to do this is essentially iterate over the tools and see if the tool name equals the tool name from each tool. And if it does, we're then going to call the tool, invoke, asynchronously invoke the tool with the given arguments, which we parsed up here. After getting the results, we're then going to create a tool message and append it to our tool messages, print a few things just so we can see. If it errors, we're then going to append also the error message to the tool messages and then also print the error message. Finally, we need to return the state. Because this called a tool, we're going to return a message with the tool message, and that's going to be appended to our messages. If we called a single tool, we would get an agent message appended and also a tool message appended to our messages. And if we call multiple tools, you'll see when we print it out. Next, we have our decision-making node. How this should continue works is it grabs that last message and checks to see if it has a tool call. And if it does have a tool call, it continues and requests that tool. If it doesn't have a tool call, it then goes to end. The next method kind of puts everything together and allows us to ask questions a bit easier. How we do this is just do the async def ask to self, and we have our question. And what we do is we create initial state, which is going to be messages, if you remember, and it's going to start with a human message with the content set to question. After that, it's then going to do a asynchronous call to the AI invoke, or a invoke, which is asynchronous invoke, passing the initial state, which will eventually return the result. Finally, we're just going to print that result, getting the final message, which is the message -1, and then grabbing just the content from it. Also, we're just going to return the full result, which is going to be a list of messages. The last method we have is that cleanup. What this cleanup does is essentially just closes those contexts in reverse order, the reverse order that they're created. We're just going to loop over them, and then we're just going to ignore any errors. Last but not least, we have our main method, which kind of kicks off everything. What this is going to do is we're going to create a simple agent, which is the class we created. And we're going to try a setup, which creates our LLM and defines our graph. Then we're going to ask it a few questions using what is the 15% of 96. This should use that calculate. And then we're going to also have it fetch the LangGraph documentation and summarize it. After creating everything, we're then just going to open up the terminal and run this again. The run should show you the MCP tools and then the question, what tool is called, and then the answer to that. Again, for the second question, which is this ask, we have the question, and then we see that the tool that's called is fetch, and we're going to fetch the URL, and the contents is going to be from this right here. And the contents is just going to show the very beginning of the contents from this URL that we then pass into the LLM to summarize, which gives us this summary of what is LangGraph. That is it, though, for how to use MCP servers with LangGraph and LangChain. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. The real important part is understanding, because it's really nice to be able to leverage already made MCP servers. This is what I use the most. When I want to create just another tool, I typically just do it the old-fashioned way, or this way, native way. But if I want to create or want to leverage an MCP server that's already created, I like adding them this way. You can just use it from the MCP server and run it the way you would run it in a client. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time.